I want to go to Charlie Gasparino because we've been focusing on this debate going on in the United States Senate. You're looking at Senator Russell right now, who is addressing members. This measure that has a price tag at $2 trillion actually has a price tag that it is and could be substantially bigger than that. Charlie Gasparino on that. Explain, Charlie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting my sources are some of the people, the major investors who were in that meeting yesterday with the White House. It was Larry Kudlow, it was Vice President Pence, and of course President Trump. What some of those people came out of the meeting telling me is that this whole notion of a $2 trillion price tag is kind of like a net number. The real amount of money, and I'll get into how it may work out to $2 trillion, or at least you can eyeball it at $2 trillion. The real number of the fiscal stimulus package, at least communicated to them by the White House during that meeting, is several times larger. What they were talking about is something in the line of $10 trillion. So what does that mean? You're going to have loans, you're going to have direct payments, you're going to have unemployment insurance, you're going to have stuff that is going to be handed out. The government is going to get some of that back, because remember, some of this is in the form of loans and business and to small businesses. It's also, there's going to be some economic activity that they're factoring in, which lowers the price tag. But really what's going on here is what the investors in that meeting said is one of the more, maybe historically, the most unprecedented amount of fiscal stimulus they've ever seen in their lifetime. The Obama stimulus package, I believe, was $830 billion. That was considered very high. We spent billions and billions during the Great Depression in sort of in various fiscal stimulus measures, even as FDR was taking over businesses and destimulating the economy. You know, we did have very expansive government, Keynesian economic policies, as they're known. This thing, from what I understand, is at some level that is historical. Again, $10 trillion was the number that was thrown around in there. And Niels, that is just fiscal stimulus. It doesn't take into account what the Fed's doing. The Fed is pumping in something like $4 trillion or maybe more. We should point out that markets are up today again. And, you know, what the markets are trying to do, because markets are always future looking. The unemployment number could be a shocker tomorrow. It could trade off, but you know, I don't doubt that. And this is a moving target. The markets, even the $10 trillion number, we may have some more down days here. I'm not saying that we're not. But remember, the unemployment number is almost backward looking, or it's stasis. What markets try to do is price in the future of just dumping this much stimulus on the economy is, I mean, I don't know. It should work. You know what I'm saying? The other thing that's sort of fascinating about this, and again, you know, I think it's proper to criticize the Trump administration on their messaging coming out of the gate, maybe the response. Also, you know, the notion that everything should just open, you know, like in 2 weeks after Easter seems very. I should point out that he seemed not to be that adamant about the Easter reopening, ending of the lockdowns in that meeting with investors. I should point out he, meaning right. President Trump. You can criticize him on all that stuff, Neil, but they are doing the exact opposite led to the Great Depression. The Great Depression, you had massive amount of tax increases by Herbert Hoover, and again, per FDR, you had restrictive trade policies. You actually had a restricted Fed. You're not having that now. Even during the Obama response to the 2008 financial crisis, Neil, remember what it was? He did a stimulus package, but he de-stimulated the economy in so many ways. Higher taxes, much more regulation, Obamacare, you name it. We had very slow growth coming out of the financial crisis, despite massive amounts of monetary and even an $830 billion fiscal stimulus. So the Trump administration, you can criticize them for a lot of stuff, but their economic response here has been the opposite of what FDR, Herbert Hoover, Barack Obama did, and they're hoping for an opposite economic result. Obviously, devil's in the details. Could be a lot of cylinders in this spending package for all I know. I haven't read through it. But, you know, broad strokes, it's the opposite of what occurred before the Great Depression that led to the Great Depression. Neil, back to you.